Hello, Roji.
Hi, Alex.
Today we are going to discuss about writing academic papers.
Okay, academic papers.
Yes, about how to use specific vocabulary and grammar for the academic papers.
Okay, I think that will be really useful to me. My supervisor always told me that I need to be both doing and performing my research as well. So I think I will be writing a lot of academic papers in the future, but I'm always nervous about it because I never learned how to write them.
Totally. So far, maybe you have written shorter papers. This time, you're a master student, and for master and doctorate students, something more is asked. You must research deeply a single issue. These papers would be longer.
So do you have any advice for me on how to write these papers?
I do. First of all, let's start by vocabulary.
Okay.
You should avoid colloquial vocabulary. You should avoid those words that you would use with your friends and family, and try to find specific vocabulary of your own field that you are researching on.
So I need to appear formal and professional, scientific.
Totally.
But there's a problem, academic vocabulary is always very difficult. And sometimes I don't know how to say them in English. So where can I start?
You should try to find the correct translation. You can use search engines, but the most trusted source are other academic papers that have been published. That means that have been reviewed by other experts in your own field. And, Google or Bing or even Baidu can help you access those other academic papers. But again, you should always double check your sources. Find words that have been published.
Yes, I should be very careful. I sometimes search on Baidu and I usually use the words that will appear the mostly. Most people use them, but maybe it's still not authentic.
Yes, totally. You should, again, double check your sources always. And also, there are many online dictionaries and even paper dictionaries that you can use. Try to use an English dictionary, Chinese and English dictionary, that might help you too.
Yeah, so that's about vocabulary part. And what about grammar? Any specific things I should be careful about on grammar?
Yes, totally. There are many things. Again, you should try to avoid being colloquial and you must appear to be professional. First of all, you should avoid abbreviations, and so such as TV, for example. You should try to find those professional words, the academic words that can be abbreviated in some colloquial writings. And again, if you do write an abbreviation, you must check that that has been published in another paper, that has been researched, and again, that means that has been accepted in the academic community, that abbreviation. And also, if you do that, you should accompany it by a footnote or an annex that shows the full word that you are using here.
So I won't be making confusions in my paper.
Never make a confusion.
And that's also the reason I always say cannot rather than can't in academic writings.
That's it also, yes. Cannot and can't is, again, if you use cannot, is because you want to appear more formal and more professional in your writing. This also is linked to the next hint that I can give you for writing better academic papers, and that is to avoid strong and universal statements. When you write a paper, you are trying to be as objective as you can be. So leaving aside your subjectivity, leaving aside your own opinion. These papers are intended to research, to provide knowledge, and that knowledge to be accepted by everyone, to be useful to everyone, should be without any of your own opinion, because you must understand that your readers the people that this paper that you're writing is directed to might not have the same opinions that you have. So you should try to avoid that. For example, try to avoid absolute statements that for religious reasons, for cultural reasons, other people might not accept. And if you do write one of those absolute statements and those people read it, then your own paper might lose credibility.
So you mean absolute statements is something like nobody believes in something?
Yes.
So, and if one statement seems not accurate in my paper, the other part of my paper may also lose.
Yes. Words like nobody, like no one are absolute. That means that you think that there is not one person in the world that can believe that or can accept that or whatever a statement you are giving there. In that case, you can use other words. For example, few. If the message you want to give is that there's not too many people that do this or that.
Okay, I'll remember that.
There are some keywords that you will learn. As long as you continue reading academic papers, you will get familiar with that kind of vocabulary and grammar.
There are so many differences between conversational language and academic writings.
Totally,
I have a lot to learn.
There are, but you'll grasp it. You'll get familiar with it, no problem.
Yeah.
To finish, maybe you can write an introductory short essay about a field that you are researching on right now. Maybe something around 1,000 words. That will be okay.
Sure, I'll have a try.
Okay.